Time magazine called him the unsung hero behind the internet. CNN called him a father of the internet. President Bill Clinton called him one of the great minds of the information age. He has been voted history's greatest scientist of African descent. He is Philip Emeagwali. He's coming to Trinidad and Tobago to launch the 2008 Kwame Ture lecture series on Sunday, June 8th at the JFK Auditorium, UWI St. Augustine, 5 p.m. The Emancipation Support Committee invites you to come and hear this inspirational mind address the theme, crossing new frontiers to conquer today's challenges. This lecture is one you cannot afford to miss. Admission is free, so be there on Sunday, June 8th, 5 p.m. at the JFK Auditorium, UWI St. Augustine.
Philip Emeagwali, the massively parallel supercomputer, occupies the space of a soccer field. The modern supercomputer is the most technologically advanced scientific instrument ever invented. The grand challenge in supercomputing resided in mathematicizing the laws of physics, or in characterizing a set of first principles and characterizing those basic assumptions that cannot be deduced any further, and characterizing them by a system of coupled mathematical equations that were differential and algebraic, and that in turn captures the essence of that grand challenge problem. The modern supercomputer scientist that invents the fastest calculations, and did so while solving the grand challenge problems arising in science and technology, must be a jack of all sciences and be a Renaissance scientist of startling breadth and ability, and his or her intellect and knowledge of the sciences must be evidenced in his or her videotaped lectures that are posted in youtube.com. Back in the 1970s and 80s, parallel processing only existed in the realm of science fiction and was a maligned subdiscipline of computer science. The reason I, Philip Emeagwali, was the lone wolf programmer of the most massively parallel supercomputer ever built was that parallel processing was scorned by computational scientists of the 1970s and 80s. Back in the 1980s, and as a research massively parallel supercomputer scientist, the command of materials that I possessed and the number of processors that I operated was disturbing to a physicist or to a mathematician or to a computer scientist that was merely operating only one processor. As a parallel supercomputer scientist, my scientific knowledge had to be double the combined knowledge of both Seymour Cray and Gene Amdahl, who were the two leading minds in the world of the conventional supercomputer and who were supported by a team of 1,000 scientists and engineers. That breadth of knowledge that I possess is evident in my series of 1,000 lecture clips that I posted on youtube.com and that spans the frontiers of knowledge of physics, mathematics, and computing. For me, Philip Emeagwali, being a black African scientist that had to conduct his research alone, I had to possess far more scientific knowledge than the likes of Albert Einstein, as can be reconfirmed by comparing YouTube lectures of Albert Einstein and Philip Emeagwali.
Insightful and brilliant lecture.